What's up, everybody? Professional wrestler Chris Wild back with another video. And I've heard everybody rant. I've watched a bunch of rant videos about this. Well, now it's my turn. And let me bring you guys a little inside of my life. So yesterday was, I was in the middle, towards the end of a really horrible day. Just everything that could have went wrong seemed to have went wrong. I was on the phone with my buddy Zach Connor for about an hour, and I happened to look at my phone, and I see the news that Eagles All-Pro superstar right guard Brandon Brooks tore his Achilles and is out for the entire 2020 NFL season. To me, it was... I can't even begin to tell you how I felt at that time. It was like getting punched in the face by Braun Strowman. It was unreal. The fact that not only was my day going to shit, it seemed like every turn I took. But the fact that the Eagles already, before a practice, before an OTA, before any kind of organized team activity, already has an injury, a major injury to a major player. Look, make no mistake about it. Brandon Brooks is one of the most important parts of this Philadelphia Eagles team and offense. One of the Eagles' biggest strengths has been their offensive line. And Brandon Brooks has, go back and watch, he's been a huge part of that. I go back to 2018 in that playoff game against the Saints. Brandon Brooks gets hurt and the whole game changes. Last year, he gets hurt in the game against the Giants, that last game of the season. The next game, the Eagles lose to the Seahawks in the playoffs. I'm not saying it's because he was out. There were a number of reasons why. But this guy contributes so much to this team. And now you're looking at taking a piece out that guys like Lane Johnson and Jason Kelce are familiar with. And now you have a question mark at who's going to go in to fill that position. Look, Brandon Brooks is not going to be replaced, okay? No matter who you bring in here, they're not going to be Brandon Brooks. And while I'm on the subject of Brandon Brooks, look, this is the third year in a row that he's been hurt. Now, look, some of them have been freak injuries, like last year's elbow injury in that game against the Giants. And, of course, the first Achilles tear, which he came back like a stud the next year from. But, man, it's to the point, and you just paid this guy. What do you do from here? Now, there are some names out there that they could bring in. Doug Peterson was just on the radio and said that he's going to look from the inside, which they always say. You have Matt Pryor there, who I think is a good guy to come in relief maybe, but I don't know if he's exactly a starter. Definitely not Brandon Brooks level. You've got Jack Driscoll, who is a rookie that they drafted this year. Again, he's a rookie. If he does turn out to be a quality starter in the NFL, still this year is going to be all about learning. And without any OTAs or organized team activities so far, he's going to be behind the 8 ball going into this thing. Do you finally re-sign Jason Peters and ask him to play right guard, which is a position I might be wrong. Maybe somebody can leave in the comments, but I don't think he's ever played that position. Do you try to train Andre Dillard in that position? We all know how it seems like he gets when he has to do something new. There's just so many question marks. I even heard someone saying Kyle Long, which he retired a couple years ago. A good player, but man, he was hurt a lot of his career as well. And again, it's going to have to knock off rust if he was to come back in an era where you can't just go to the complex and put in some work. So it's just frustrating as hell because this team, man, the past 3 years, you can't escape this injury bug. They just can't. I know all teams deal with injuries, and maybe it's because, again, I don't follow every single team, obviously. But the Eagles lose, major pieces every year. Whether it's your quarterback, whether it's your running back, whether it's your middle linebacker, whether it's your entire secondary besides Malcolm Jenkins, whether it's pieces of your offensive line. Last year, Lane Johnson goes down for a little bit. Brandon Brooks goes down for a little bit. It is just mind-numbingly frustrating and ridiculous, man. Obviously, I don't even know how he did it. I don't even want to know. I'm guessing it was working out. That's what I'm going to guess. But, man, and it's not the Eagles' fault. You can't... These things are just popping up. There's nothing the Eagles could have done to have not made Brandon Brooks get hurt again. But man, I'm telling you, I'm frustrated because everything, the mojo around this team was so good this offseason, even with the COVID-19, you had Carson getting chemistry with his players. You had that D-line working out, ready to roll. You had Brandon Brooks and Darius Slay working out. Even yesterday, Will Parks and Darius Slay were working out in Philly together with some locals. I mean, everything was going great. And then there's that injury. In June. The injuries in June of all time. So, I don't know, man. Look, I hope Brandon Brooks gets better and comes back better than ever. You know, seems to be a great guy and just one of my favorite players on the team, which is why this stings a little bit. And I'm kind of carrying on now, but it's time I get my rant in as well, because I'm telling you, yesterday was bad for me. It was really bad for me. I looked at and when I saw the tweet, I almost thought it was a joke. I almost thought it was like somebody just playing a joke on me. So that's it for now, guys. Who knows what we're going to do. I'm going to go a little bit more in depth in the coming days with some of the guys that might be able to replace Brandon Brooks, or fill in that spot at right guard. And look, we're going to see what Howie's made of and what he does now, because now there's just another need. Not only defensive end and running back, but now you have a need at right guard. A huge. So yeah, like, share, and subscribe, guys. Thanks to all the new and old subscribers. Have a great day. I'll see you later. Go Birds.
E-A-T-L-E-S Eagles! E-A-T-L-E-S Eagles!
I need Eagle Nation to stand.